And did I come up with it? No. I come up with weight periodization out of super training and all the books, put it to use, and it works as works. Any questions on this loading? Yes.
Yeah, I have a question. Have you ever measured? I know you're taking percent weights. Have you ever measured the speed up about like a 30% and more at 1.6?
Yeah, you're gonna move 1 meter to 1.2 meters.
I know, but what happens if you have a guy that jumps? Okay, I jumped to 40%, or let's suppose instead of going, he went to 1. Okay, will you decrease the weight, or you said, what do you do with that guy?
No, I raise their absolute strength.
Okay.
And again, if you guys are all in freaking schools, I mean, I don't care if it's D3, D2, D1, they're all going to be the same physical athlete, right? Right? That's why the D1 guys got all the good athletes, I mean, physically speaking. Smaller schools make better athletes, as far as I'm concerned, because you're not getting the greatest recruit. Tommy and I have heard many times top coaches say, we need better recruits. Well, you know what the definition of a freaking coach is? Make an athlete. What the hell do they call you a coach for? Don't go ask for recruits. You know, you want a hot chick? Go find one. Just don't dream you want one every day. I mean, I keep praying and I'm not sitting in my lap here. I see some out there, but they're not coming up here, so what the hell? Yet. All right, so are we good so far? Before I get totally lost?
Lou.
Yes.
You're talking about bands, you do 25% band.
Right.
What's so good about bands?
Why do bands work? And you need to use bands because they work just like a human body. They stretch and contract just like your ligaments and tendons. And they have deformation. And that's what we're going to get into about track and field, deformation. You know, everything, the speed of gravity. If I take a 5-pound rock and a 1-pound rock right here and I drop it, they're going to hit the ground at the same time, right? They're going to move 9.8 meters per second. That's the speed of acceleration of gravity near Earth. But what if I take the 5-pound rock or the 1-pound rock and I use the slingshot? You imagine how fast it gets to the ground? That's exactly what bands do. The faster down, I've done numerous tests with a Tendo unit. I took only top 10 squatters, top 10 benchers, and 3 of the benchers were world record holder benchers in my gym, and 2 world record holder squatters. And we found out, and we measured speed strength at 75 to 85%. Well, combination band, 50 to 75, 50 to 60 with band, 25% band. We also measured circummax weights. All right, and that's around 40 to 46%. And I was actually in that category with Dave Tate and Chuck Vogelpool. But what we discovered was speed strength or circummax, near maximal weights, like I use 485 to 375 pound of band tension, okay? The eccentric phase and concentric phase was within 1/10 of 1 meter per second for everybody. Now I'm talking over 20 people. And I'm not talking about call these kids to squat 250. I'm talking about these guys all can squat 850 or more. And 3 world record holders in the bench. George Haber is one of them. George benched 315 for 40 reps. To give you an idea what kind of people I'm talking about. All right? And that's what we came up with. That is proof positive, faster down, faster up. You know, no one believes me. Go get me a basketball. I drop it, it bounces high. I throw it down, bounce that high. That energy in that ball is exactly like the ligaments and tendons in your body. Your ligaments and tendons store kinetic energy. And that's where the deformation comes from, like in the foot when you land to jump. All right? And that's where the rebound comes from. Like, you ever wonder how a fat person can run a marathon? How's a fat person run a marathon? And you've seen fat people run a marathon. Restored energy, human locomotion, and restored energy in the ligaments and tendons. That's how they do it. Okay? Any questions there? All right, now I'm going to start getting into the nuts and bolts about sprinting. All right, if 60 meters, 100 or 200 meter race is a form of work, how can it be improved? The only way it can be improved is to become stronger and faster. A gentleman overseas, Flav, you may know his name, Henry, the sprint expert, talks about the 3 phases of sprinting. Krappenberg? All right, the tape is about the 3 phases of sprinting: acceleration, maintenance at top speed, and hopefully decreasing deceleration. And the whole tape is about two things: increasing power and strength. You know, see, he's like me. He presumes that everyone knows how to run fast. I'm not a track coach, but I am a power and strength coach, a spatial strength coach, what I like to call myself. Not a powerlifting coach at all, because we deal 90% with sports, 10% with powerlifters. All right, so look at it this way. Now, this is how science would break it down. What is work? No, if a race is work, and it is, work is defined as a product of net force and the displacement through which that force is exerted. What is power? Power is defined as work done divided by the time to do work. Now, the only way you can do something quicker is to be more powerful. So if you have two athletes to have the same, the two athletes have to do the same work or race, the more powerful one will do it in less time. Now, this is not even an argument. If I take a woman and a man in a race, the men, equally the men win. Bolt run 9:58, and you go back to Flojo 10:41. It's as simple as that. Men are more powerful than women. It's the only reason I outrun them. Women are just as graceful, and because they're more powerful. So you have to become stronger and more powerful if you want to run. Usain Bolt's strength coach come to see us at Westside Barbell. Yeah, come to see us. And he's telling us that, Bolt, we knew, was the youngest junior world champion. And he said what got him on from there, because he was very thin, it was the weight training. It's all the weight training. Doesn't like it, but that's what he does. Now, if you go back to Charlie Francis and Ben Johnson, Ben box squat, parallel box squat at 600 for 620. It says 600, but I've heard 620 for 2 reps. He also benched 445 for 2 reps. He weighed 172. Why was this guy so strong? Because you had to be that powerful to run down the track that fast. That's why. And all you got to do is look at any top flight sprinter, and they look like they could deadlift 700 pounds. So now experts talk about, like I said, the 3 phases of acceleration. So if you're going to build a 100-meter racer, you got to look at the acceleration phase. Men accelerate 60 to 70 meters. Females 40 to 50. And 50 it would be tops for female, and 70 definitely for the males. I remember Ben Johnson saw a documentary you may have seen on ESPN. He accelerated out to 30 meters, and everybody would pass him. Then it was 40, then it was 50, and they passed him. But then he got to 60 and 70, and no one passed him after that. The farther you can accelerate, the less deceleration you have. All right, so the whole key to racing, outside of reaction time coming off the blocks, and the drive phase is acceleration. That's the largest part of a 100-meter race. All right, now the maintenance phase. So the maintenance phase basically is going to be around 18% more of that. All right, so you want to maintain top speed as long as possible, and that would leave 12% for the deceleration phase. So the key to sprinting is to maintain top speed, of course, as long as possible. Because at the end of a race, the guy don't pick up speed, everyone else slows down. The winner is maintaining top speed, and everyone else slows down. It may look the opposite, but it's not. Okay, follow me here? All right.